I saw this, man. I saw it, your girl from Spider-Man 4. Sadie Sink is going to be in Spider-Man 4. Sadie Sink from Stranger Things. Sadie Sink. That sounds like a comic book character anyway. Say a comic book character or garbage pail kid or something. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. How y'all feel about Spider-Man 4? The only thing I trust is Miles Morales, the animated Spider-Verse movies. Anything outside of that, I don't trust Sony, man. It's a wait and see situation. Who is she supposed to play anyway, man? Yeah, she's a comic book plumber chick. She she walks around with two plungers in her hands. Actually, that'd be a good plumbing company name. If this acting thing don't work out, she should start a plumbing company. Is she gonna be Mary Jane? She got that red hair. That's right, man. She could be Mary Jane. I don't know. I think that I think that one of the reasons why things are getting convoluted with Marvel, besides Marvel themselves, is because of Sony messing with them. I think they just added to the pile of stingers that just make no fucking sense at all. Let me see. They like that Morbius stinger. I mean, I'm just picking one at random. But Marvel got enough of them. Have y'all noticed that Marvel became like DC after a while, where they just have stingers that just don't sting anymore, just stingers that go nowhere? They did one with Blade. They did one with the end of Doctor Strange with Charlize Theron introducing her character. The Elementals, Eternals, is that what they are? That's the one that had Blade in, and they introduced Harry Styles and that damn donkey leg character, whatever. Yeah, man, Hercules is another one. There was a time when Marvel had, here I go complain about Marvel again. I said we're going to do this. Marvel had quality control. Marvel had a plan. That just goes to show you just how much they don't have a plan for anything. They got a pile of stingers that just goes nowhere. We ain't going to see Hercules nowhere anymore. I mean, we might. Down the line, we might. But, at that time, is anybody going to give a shit? Poor Blade, they introduced him like they didn't even show him. They said his voice is just badass enough. Wait till you see him. Never saw his black ass. They just introduced all these things and they've gone nowhere. And the problem with that is that if you introduce these stingers, they're supposed to get you excited for the next big thing that comes up. Now they've introduced so many stingers that have gone nowhere. They're all dead ends now, or they're just hanging on, just dangling there, that no one gives a shit anymore. You're supposed to show us what's coming up. And they're supposed to be coming up. We're supposed to know that they'll be there. We don't know what the fuck is going on with these. Somebody says they're going to make Blade after Secret Wars. Yeah, but ain't nobody excited anymore. Let me see here. And now they're just, they're doing things that I thought, Marvel is doing things that they used to laugh at other people for doing. And then Sony came in and didn't make it any better. Y'all know that Sony's part of, Sony's like a fucking parasite. They just wormed their way into the MCU and just started making the timeline even more convoluted and confusing with shit that goes nowhere. Y'all remember this one. Even he's like, what the fuck am I doing here? I was just in an MCU movie. This is where they took Michael Keaton, who was in the MCU proper as the Vulture, and for no fucking reason at all, they didn't have no explanation. Oh, bright lights. That's it. Glowing. That's how they brought him in here. That's the thing about it. There's no creative decision behind this. It's just like, hey, Marvel's making money. Let us get some of that. There's no fucking explanation for me to be here. Even he knows it. Michael Keaton, I think he even knew. He's like, I don't know what I was filming. They just bring actors in. They just, they get paid. It's a job. They just bring him in. Michael Keaton's like, I don't know what the fuck I was really doing here. They just told me to be here, and I was there.
I've been reading about you. I'm listening.
I'm not sure how I got here.
They don't even know why he's here. The writers don't even know why he's here.
Has to do with Spider-Man, I think.
Just finding any kind of way to cram Spider-Man in there. They just want the money. That's all. They just want to drop Spider-Man's name. They just want to find any way to crowbar Spider-Man's name in there so that they could finally start dick riding on the MCU and making that money from that. This is what worries me when Sony comes in and does anything with Marvel.
But I think a bunch of guys like us should team up. Could do some good.
Intriguing.
It's funny because, I would normally blame Sony for this, but Marvel ain't doing too well with it either. I don't think Sony helped, but Marvel's they don't have a roadmap of where they're going either. So I can't fully blame Sony for that. I'm interested to see what they do with the movie, but my excitement is not there anymore. It's a sad day when I'm not excited about a Spider-Man movie, unless it's Miles Morales in animated form or a video game or a comic book. But this movie, I am not excited for, man. I'm not saying that I don't want to see it. I'm not saying that it can't be good. I'm not saying that it won't be amazing, as an Amazing Spider-Man. But I'm just saying that it's, the TV show that was on Disney Plus, I think is more interesting than what they're doing now at Marvel, as far as the MCU goes. My excitement is just not there. My enthusiasm is just not there. Between all these dangling stingers and this convoluted storyline and Marvel coming in and leeching off of them and being bullied by them to do things that they don't want to do. See, the thing is, with the MCU, they're doing some interesting things with it. It's not all that it's not completely shit. It's not like all of it's bad. I really have been enjoying Daredevil. And, we talked about Daredevil the other day, man. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of, I got to see the whole series. And I thought that they were doing some interesting things with it. I think Marvel going rated R has finally let them cut loose and do some things that they hadn't done before. They have some great scenes in Daredevil. I mean, whether you like the whole series or not, you got to admit that there's some interesting things that are in there that Marvel really hasn't done before until they start crossing over into the mature area.
See, you're not entirely convinced. Can you blame me?
Maybe that's why I'm really not excited for Spider-Man 4, because I heard rumors, and you heard me talk about this before, that, what's his name? Kevin Feige. His plan was to kind of set up Kingpin with Daredevil, and then kind of have Daredevil come in and join Spider-Man, where we've already seen Spider-Man as a cosmic guy. We've already seen Spider-Man fight fantastical things. We've seen him travel overseas and, and fight corporate dudes. And, I want to see Spider-Man on that street level. I want to see him in them streets. And they said they're going to show the street level side of him, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And he was going to join Daredevil. And now that Kingpin is mayor, they were going to go in and have him, that would be their story, that they would go in and try to take Kingpin down, or take, or remove him as being mayor, at least expose him for being the asshole that he is and still the criminal that he is. That would have been cool. Now, they still could do it, possibly, but Sony wants to come in, and they still want to, they still want to do dumb shit like this. They still want Spider-Man to be big. They still want to have him somehow set up the story for him to interact with some of their villains. They want him to be fantastical. They want it to be, blockbuster style, and it's like, oh, you could still be blockbuster style and go up against the Kingpin, but I still think that would have, I trust Kevin Feige more than I trust Sony, and that would have been a great story. Daredevil teaming up with Spider-Man on them streets, taking down the Kingpin. That would have been great. But they still could do it, but I don't know.